Hey there, it's Erdinc. I help entrepreneurs to not make the same mistakes that I did as an entrepreneur who cost me a fortune and many other opportunity costs. I find myself at the other side of the table who backstarters recently. So one of the things that the most founders suck at it is delivering a short pitch without slides. And I can't stress this enough, how easy it is, but how people are bad at that, okay? I mean, by default, you have to communicate what the heck is your business all about, right? Anyways, so I have prepared this, guideline. Will help you to improve your 1 minute pitch, or could be shorter than 1 minute also, with a structured approach and practical tips. So go through each sections please carefully, and I'm going to also share with you a template at the end of the video. So you're welcome. Also, at the end of the video, I will provide an example from my own startup company, Open for Co, so we can apply everything that we learned together at this video. So first thing first, the structure and the content. First of all, you should be scripting, but you really don't need to read out all the scripts that you have here right there. It's very important to deliver your ideas and develop it, maybe the pen and paper or using a Google Doc basically. So because it's important to craft your message in a planned way. Start by writing a longer version as a bulk version of your pitch, which gives you a raw material that you can edit. Second thing is keep your version in a Google Doc so you can share with the people, share with your mentors, share with me as you wish. You can reach out. This helps us to review it and comment it. But the real purpose of this is, make people take action at the end, perhaps a meeting or signing an LOI and so on. Target 50 seconds, not a full minute of the time that allow that yourself as a psychological barrier of 1 minute. A buffer keeps your pitch clear and confident. Also, if you're not sure about the idea, share your current plan or hypothesis, kind of like a thesis around a problem and solution product thesis. A holistic idea is also should be fine, just to communicate structurally your idea and what you really want to do from now on. All right, so this is going to help people to really understand every little important things that an investor or mentor make us really understand what are the most important basics are. For example, what is the problem, what is the customer segment, what is the one-liner of the idea, what is the product that you're thinking to build about or you already built, current traction, or what is your progress, the market, and what you're asking for, and so on. Use simple language and avoid jargons. This is one of the most common problem that I see using a lot of jargons because people really try to prove to how smart they are. You really don't need to do that. And if the problem is personal to you, for example, if you're a patient who goes to doctor to get cured, or you are the observer of or helper to other people who has your patient, which is you're the doctor. So say it what it is this way, and you should be always choosing an idea that you can be easily talk with your prospects, which you are either your patient or you're a doctor in this case. And always include your why. Why are you doing this? Your personal motivation and connection to the problem. That gives us a really good background. Second chapter is like mindset and perspective. So think like an investor. If they can't understand your idea in 60 seconds, why they won't even think about to talking with you more? So they need to understand some basics. So you need to give them a basic understanding of your idea. So with the structure way. Your goal is to set up a meeting, not the funding on the spot. This is kind of a common myth, a giant myth actually. And learn from others. Always having a peer group, just like our programs that we have, is always useful for you to learn from each other. And you can take notes and you can watch how people give feedback to them. Always being inside of a founder community helps you out. And the third category that I want to talk about is the delivery, the way you deliver. You should not overcomplicate your message. People have limited attention. Talk slowly and by grinding every little word that you say, and don't assume that they're going to understand whatever you don't say. And please skip long intros or long descriptions. People get lost. The more you talk something about more, the longer the people get lost, which means also shows that you really don't understand what you're saying. So talk short. So please sound natural. Practice at least 10 times a day. It's not hard if you build the habit. Please use the body language. We should all use this real estate of video camera very well, because we're in this frame. Everybody look at you in a black screen, black mirror, right? So we should be using very well this. So you're not in a physical environment. So I'm assuming that you're going to do this pitch online, but in person also, people see you in a not well-defined frame in one perspective. So use it very effectively. Use your hands, use your gestures, use your face, right? It's very important. Especially it's important for the virtual environment because, there is no physical interaction there. Always don't forget to smile, be positive, and give your energy. This is also a common problem that I see. The passion is contagious. If you're really passionate about it, if you're really confident, that gives the confidence to the people. Alright, the fourth thing that I'd like to talk about is the preparation. Again, most people suck at that or leave it at the end. I mean, you can build intuitive approach in this by practicing a lot. You can make the pitch just like, saying your own name or where are you from. It should be sounds natural, but it comes from a lot of practice and a lot of real life practice and getting feedbacks, right? So that's why preparation always works, especially knowing your numbers is one of the most important thing. So know your market, know your users, please know your customers, right? And competitors, of course. And make sure that your claims are grounded, make sense, and give them some numbers, please. You need to know your industry, kind of wholesome number about your market size and so on. Especially it's important if your assumptions are really early stage, like early idea. Even more important, it's obvious that after the company grow and progress, you're gonna have better understanding of the industry. But think about it. You shouldn't build something that you really don't know about it, right? So you should definitely have some understanding about your industry. Prepare to share some key metrics also on the side of the numbers. So for example, measure whatever progress that you have, how many people visiting your website, how many people you talk, if it is early, early stage. If you make some money, just share it what it is and say it like maybe it's a consulting a bit about you. It's really directly related about whatever you're building, whatever you want to build, and how much does it cost for you. So think about it. Even if it's with your own time, if you're utilizing your own time, try to measure how much does it cost for you that time. Give us a customer acquisition cost, a kind of rough number. You can talk roughly speaking, but it's still gives us some understanding. The fifth thing is I want to give some additional tips. So please always use recording to watch back so you can reiterate, make it better. Who knows? I might also do the same for this recording that I'm taking for it. I might gonna take one more time. I don't know. But you can review your tone, you can review your clarity and delivery and so on. And you should not overthink either. So I also don't want to overthink with this kind of videos too, because the more I overthink, the more I stuck, and it also reduces the authenticity. I believe people are gonna appreciate my broken English and my mistakes. First off, you shouldn't care, and I shouldn't care either. So just focus on the real value, that real intention that you want to give to the people with this, with your pitch basically, or with your video, whatever you are doing. So, and another advice as a common tips that additional tips that I want to give is the try to not memorize everything. And obviously, I advise people to use script. I'm also using script right now, but most of the times I'm just taking as a bullet points. So I don't really need to memorize everything one by one. I can also comment it on it. You can just memorize the flow and the main points, basically. Another additional tips is that include one-liner, which is that easy to repeat and understand. I include a framework to this video as well. So mentioning key milestones is very important. And your pitch should invite the curiosity. It should make people really excited. And how you're going to achieve this one is engineering entire pitch with these feedbacks and practicing a lot with the way of delivering. Okay, so that brings me to the one-liner, because one of the most important thing about this entire pitch is the one-liner should explain what is your startup does, basically. What is your company is all about in in short sentences. I'm going to give some examples. So it should be, make it clear, like a statement like, and simple and jargon-free. Okay, jargon, no jargons allowed. It should explain what it is, maybe who is it for, what problem it solves, how it works, something like that. But it shouldn't be include all of them. It should be short, one-liner, just like think about your handshake pitch. So it's like a handshake pitch. When you meet with someone in a networking area, the time that you're going to use to shake her hand is roughly 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Otherwise, it will be so awkward, right? Within that exchange, you're probably going to exchange your name, your company, whatever you're working on. So why not making, crafting beautifully so people can really, at least they can hear, they can receive what you're doing in a structured, crafted way, and short, please short. And they can even ask further questions so you can deliver this entire 1-minute page, but you can deliver in a conversational way. I'm going to also share some, some advice, some tips to make it more conversational. Honestly speaking, I believe no need for any additional video or section for this. Even when you're hearing me right now, I'm recording this. Actually, I am making my script more conversational right now. So you can use it this way too. You can take it this way too. So you can craft your pitch, but make it more conversational, just like talking with someone. Here are some examples of one-liner pitch, which is handshake pitch. I'm going to give you some, very obvious examples. For example, first one is DocuSign. So they even choose the name of the company. It's so obvious and pretty self-descriptive. So DocuSign lets you to sign documents anytime, anywhere, any device. So this is more, functionality-based pitch, but it should be given an idea what it is in a most convenient, easy, simple way. It makes people understand. You don't even talk about this is a platform, this is a SaaS tool, AI enabled, whatever. It's just they are talking about the utility over there. All right, next example, which is Airbnb. Airbnb connects travelers with unique homes and local hosts, which is more complex idea than actually DocuSign, but it explains what it does in a more simple way. You could explain the Airbnb much differently. So it's a short-term rental platforms how people can rent their homes too, but they choose this way. Anyway, Uber. Uber is a smartphone app. See, they say it's what it is. Uber is a smartphone app that connects riders with nearby drivers in minutes. You can reiterate, do many other versions, which you should, of your 1 minute pitch. You can craft tens of them, actually, thousands of them. So for my own business, we crafted more than 20 different times. And for our own VC, we crafted 19 different versions exactly. Because currently 19, because I keep everything in a chronologically. I advise everyone to do the same. Please use the Google Doc, then use a chronologically new version every time you copy and paste and continue right this way. So you want to see the historical references retrospectively. Let's go to overall 1 minute pitch framework that I would like to share with you, which you should be aiming at least use 6 of the components here. And the most important thing is being able to fit everything into 1 minute. But initially, your first version, your internal version, let's say, doesn't have to be fit into 1 minute, but you will trim out to under a minute, because that's the time framing is kind of like a muscle work that needs to be developed as a skill. Anyways, to be able to communicate structurally in a limited time frame, so you can make points. Okay, always start with the short greeting and continue with one-liner. Give the target audience, again, you can reshuffle the order, the problem statement, and why statement, which is why are you doing right now. That's your timing statement. You could also say time statement, why now statement. The solution or the product. What is the solution? What is the product? Market opportunity, business model, why your progress / traction, and the call to action. What do you want to do from this pitch? Like, what is the end goal of this? You can make it modular, depending on the condition, depending on the circumstances. You can, include the other module, which is, if it is sales version, adjust this way. Depends on who are you talking. That's why you should never pitch someone just directly. It's very awkward, actually. You should make it more conversational. Make a handshake version, then let them to talk whatever they're doing, so you adjust your setback, and so on. Let me a little bit more explain more, because I just highlighted it. So a short greeting has to be, again, very short. Hi, my name is XYZ. A one-liner, what your business does, what your startup does. And your target audience, who are you serving? Your problem is what painful problem that you're solving. What is the pain point that you're tapping into? Again, think yourself as either you're a patient, that you have the problem, you're seeking solution, that you become an expert on that, or you're a doctor that you receive multiple cases over the prolonged time, so you become an expert on solving these, or you're building a solution in that field, right? So that's why you should really understand the problem. Either you have it or you expose somehow, right? You're in that, problem universe. So, and the next thing is the why now statement, which is what shifts is happening in the world right now. It's always useful to include this, honestly, which is help you to, set up the urgency and the additional contextual layer to the pitch. The solution or product, which is what you're building, which solves that problem, what you're building that solves that problem. And market opportunity, that should be very juicy. Throw some numbers. What is it like a big number there? What does the market look like? It could be initially small, but say maybe it's growing in XYZ number percentage annually. So again, you usually don't need to use jargons like CAGR and so on. You just say it like annually growing in 20%. And your business model, which is how you make money, how you're gonna charge it, and say it. Everything in a 1 minute pitch should sound like a statement, like statement. We charge subscription fee plus success fee. Period. Something like this, like statement like. Shouldn't be like, we're gonna do this now, this and that. No, it should not be like a conversation. You should not tell a story, right? So your job is not really educating them. You should throw it and make them understand. If they don't understand, maybe you want to explain more. That's a different story. The why you statement, which is again, I'm saying that every time statement because it's literally statement. Why are you doing this one? Why you? Why are you the person who is eligible to build this on a scale, and how you're going to build a big business out of this, right? So why is it important, but keep it very short. Maybe I have 15 years of experience on this, something like this, on the field. Like say the one phrase that basically you need to brag about yourself. The next thing is the call to action. Asking something to not really end. It sounds like you go for a date and you had a great time, but you don't ask her out or him out to further discover the potential synergies of the this relationship. So it really doesn't make sense to not asking something at the end, so concluding something at the end. You see what I'm saying? So you should be definitely ending any conversation with a call to action. You should tie that into something, an action. So in this case, because it is a 1 minute pitch, it should be aiming for a meeting. Say the statement like again, I'm looking forward to talking with you more about the synergies. Let's hop on a call. And the closing has to be in a simple and in a kind way. Thanks for your time. That's it. So this is for pitching purpose, like on in a setup, a demo day, or an arranged meeting, whatever. Again, you should make it conversational. You can talk on that statement a lot. And if you notice that everything that I say right now, structurally, each item, which how many of them? 11 or 12, because you can add up, so on, is actually name of the slides that you should be building slides on it. You should really make people understand it. Just explain it. Because you are the most important person in this company, because you are the founder of the company. You are the company initially. You should be able to communicate every little thing, every little item here clearly, one by one. Again, statement like, make statements so people can understand, so they can help you out. You can go in depth indefinitely on each line, which is your problem statement has to be very well researched, and maybe it could be an entire appendix, maybe it could be 10 pages of in-depth analysis, but you don't need to put into everything into your deck, pitch deck. You should be given the summarize. We always advise to start with a verbal pitch, because you can validate so quick and then reiterate, and then you take this one into a slide, and then maybe appendix, and so on, go in depth iteratively and quickly. Okay, here's my example, but I will be just reading the answers of it, not the titles. Some people really repeat the titles also, title of the page. Here we go. I'm going to, for convenience purpose, I will be highlighting in the video, so you will see what title, because this is the entire existence of this video is educational. Okay. Hi, my name is Erdinc. I'm the co-founder of Open4Co. It's a partnership development platform for monetization and marketplace for B2B startups. Startups waste time and money managing partnerships manually. No centralized systems exist. Partnerships are becoming crucial for growth, but most startups still operate without a structure. We provide partner program tools, education content, and marketplace, build traction for the startups through partnerships, or scale the company with distribution partnerships, and there are many more partnerships we provide in our platform. You can either connect other companies, especially big companies, to partner with them, but you should have your own partner program too, in order to build trust and efficiency on partner with them. Also, you can seek your own partners also. So market opportunity, it's a $1 trillion market. Partnership economy is very large, and business model is SaaS subscription model plus success fees. In me, I have spent 15 years of startup ecosystem, advising companies and scaling GTM systems worldwide. We bootstrapped 4 years, 500 plus partners on the platform, and over 5,000 companies database in 20 different countries, and ready to scale 100x from now on. Looking for aligned partners and strategic funding. Happy to talk more. Thank you for your time. That's it. So I'm going to also put in the chat or the description of the video what are these 12 lines that you should edit, so you can easily work on your own. So that's it. Okay, if you would like to get feedbacks from this, you can send me the editable version of your pitch. I'm happy to give feedbacks with this format, but please do your own part, and then reach me out for that. I might not be able to hop on a call or do a meeting because there's just too much people in my audience who are startups or startup founders. So I don't think it's feasible, but I'm happy to also arrange a group call or something like this also. Thanks for watching.